right, so now let's talk about legal assistance when it comes to healthcare access issues. You should have a brochure from the Department of Managed Healthcare and also another postcard from the Health Consumer Center. These are the two important items that I want you to keep with you. If you don't take anything away from today's presentation from me, you should keep this one just in case you need help, and you can refer to this for future reference. And let's see here. All right. First of all, my name is Andy Lee. I am a staff attorney at Bay Area Legal Aid. I am a member of the Health Consumer Center. We help clients with issues when it comes to healthcare access issues, when it comes to eligibility for Medicare, Medi-Cal, and things like whether or not you qualify for a special enrollment. If you have any of those issues, those are the things that you might want to contact us, and that's why I asked you to keep that phone number, because that's important information so that you can call us if you cannot digest the information yourself, and if I know this is a complicated process, navigating through healthcare issues, and especially when you're diagnosed with any sort of complications. It's even tough for you to go through yourself and for your family. So we're there to help. So give us a call if you have an issue when it comes to dealing with your bills or anything like that. So now I'll go over a little bit about Bay Area Legal Aid and what we do and additional services that we provide outside of the healthcare, just so that if any of you here may need the additional services, we can provide those services as well. So Bay Area Legal Aid provides free legal services and assistance on a variety of legal issues, public benefits, applying for SSI, appealing SSI, SSDI, things like that. We always have attorneys on the line who can assess your situation and try to help you when you give us a call. We also help with housing issues, people who are dealing with eviction and trying to understand their tenant rights and things like that. We also help as well. And people who are going through family issues and that are related to domestic violence. And I also have health insurance and medical bills here. That's the part of the Health Consumer Center, but I will discuss that in a little bit. And our phone number right there, I know that on the presentation you have has an old phone number, and that's a local number, so I want you to jot this down. It's 800-551-5554. That's our legal advice line. And you can call us just about any legal issue regarding your public benefits, family law, housing, and consumer debt issues. And so the Health Consumer Center, I'm a part of, like I mentioned, I'm a part of the Health Consumer Center. We have about 6-7 attorneys on the line who sit there to assist you with your healthcare issues, healthcare access. So we advise consumers on their rights, benefits, eligibility under Medicare, Medi-Cal, and private insurance. And our services are completely free and confidential, so you feel free to give us a call. And there's no level of income. There are certain programs, other programs we have. You have to be at a certain level of income to qualify. With the healthcare access issues, there's no income restrictions, so anyone can call. Even if your income is $500,000 a year, and if you're going through healthcare issues, feel free to give us a call, and we'll be able to assist. And our main focus areas are Medicare, Medi-Cal, private health insurance, and managed care. And we have attorneys who speak different languages. We have attorneys who speak Spanish, Vietnamese, Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese. And if we don't speak a language that you do, we do have an interpretation line. So we can just call the telephone line, and the interpreter can help us go through the confidential intake. And that phone number is correct. And we do open from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So feel free to give us a call. And if you do give us a call after hours, leave your phone number, and we'll call you back the next day that we are in. So here are some of the issues that we usually come across with all of our clients, or most of our clients. The issues are usually Medicare and Medi-Cal. Clients who call us usually have to deal with these issues, and they don't know how to navigate the system, who pays for what, and things like that. So I want to just go over this briefly. We do have speakers from Medi-Cal and HiCap. They can go into detail about what all the programs that are available for dialysis and things like that. But I just want to go over briefly so that kind of help you guys spot the issues that you might come across and things that we can help you with. So Medicare, as mentioned before, it is a federal program. It is for 65 and over, or anyone who's blind or disabled, and it covers hospital services, physician services, and prescription drugs. And for Medi-Cal, it's a state program, and it's for low-income individuals, and it provides also hospital services, physician services, long-term services, and support. And there are overlaps in Medi-Cal and Medicare. So Medicare is your primary care or your primary payor, so it always pays first if you have just Medicare and Medi-Cal, and whatever's left, Medi-Cal will pick up if you have free Medi-Cal. And for Part B, physician services, Medicare pays the 82%, and as someone has mentioned already, the 20% leftover copayment is billed to Medi-Cal, and providers cannot bill you for Medicare copayments or deductibles if you have free Medi-Cal. So you want to remember that. And we do have instances where doctors will bill people for the differences in what Medi-Cal or Medicare decides to pay. So those are something that you want to. But there's an exception, except for the Part B prescription drugs copayment. So I want to make sure, because Medi-Cal does not pay for Medicare prescription drugs. So that's something to keep in mind. And this is something that is Dancy-Cal. That's another something that recently came back in 2014. I just want to put it there, and you guys have it in your material. I don't want to go too much into that portion. There's also restricted Medi-Cal if you do not qualify for the regular Medi-Cal program because of maybe immigration status and things like that. You still can apply for a restricted Medi-Cal, which covers emergency services, and it also covers kidney dialysis, including related hospitals, physician, medical transportation services, medical supply, or drugs related to treatment of renal failure or complications with dialysis. So that's something you want to keep in mind. And there are programs for those who do not qualify for Medi-Cal. There's the kidney dialysis and parenteral and also hyperalimentation and related services. So the kidney dialysis program, I will go into the eligibility in a little bit, but what it does is it provides services for kidney dialysis, including full care, self-care, or home care dialysis and related services, including hospital and physician services related to the treatment of renal failure, related to tests, medical supplies, and drugs. And it is available to undocumented immigrants pursuant to a court order. So, like I mentioned earlier, even if you're undocumented, you can still get these type of services. And the other program is the hyperalimentation, or the TPN program. And for eligibility, you must need either dialysis or need the PTN, and you do not qualify for Medi-Cal. That's an important part. And for those who need dialysis, but if you're under 65 and you qualify for Medicare dialysis coverage, then you do not qualify for the Medi-Cal dialysis. And this is the assessment. This is how it's assessed. It's assessed based on annual non-exempt net worth. So if your non-exempt net worth basically is your property resources and gross income. So if your non-exempt net worth is under $5,000 a year, you will qualify for the dialysis program and the TPN program at no cost. So that program will be free to you. And if your income is or your non-exempt net worth is between $5,000 and $250,000, then you will be asked to pay a share of cost. And the share of cost is usually 2% of whatever your non-exempt net worth is. And if you're over that 250%, you wouldn't qualify for the program. And this is what I mentioned earlier, balanced billing. So it is illegal for a provider to bill a dual eligible, those with both Medicare and Medi-Cal, for Medicare or Medi-Cal covered services. And the provider must accept in full whatever payment they receive from Medicare or Medi-Cal. Even if Medi-Cal does not pay anything, the provider is prohibited from billing the patient. So we want to remember that. And if you have a bill that you think that you're not supposed to be paying and they're overbilling you, you might want to give us a call so we can assess it and see whether or not it is your responsibility to pay for that bill. And we're there for that purpose. And another issue that a lot of people have run into recently with is the Coordinated Care Initiative with the Affordable Care Act passage. You know, people are, who are on Medi-Cal now are required to be in a managed care plan, unless there's an exemption or so. But and if you're from Santa Clara County, there's something called the CalMedi Connect. That's a new program that basically it's a one plan that puts people with Medicare and Medi-Cal into one plan, so that it's supposedly for better coordination of coverage and care. And I'll just pass over that. You should have that in your material. So, like I mentioned earlier, it is mandatory for individuals with both Medicare and Medi-Cal to enroll into a Medi-Cal managed care plan. Providers can treat dual eligible patients regardless of their Medi-Cal plan choice, though. So providers will bill the Medi-Cal plan directly for any cost sharing. And if the provider says that he can no longer see you because of your Medi-Cal plan, that you have been, enrolled in certain programs, give us a call, and then we can assess at that point, see whether or not that is whether true. And there are a lot of advocacy that we can do on your behalf. So we want you to make sure, a lot of this information, you don't want to have to deal with the doctor and end up, having an argument with the doctor and things like that. So you want to give us a call so we can try to facilitate that for you. And as a member of a managed care plan, since you're now being asked to enroll into a managed care plan, you have certain rights. You have appeal rights if you disagree with the decision about your health care. If the health plan denies a prescription service, such as physical therapy or surgery, you may be able to appeal. And also, if there's a problem with your Medi-Cal eligibility, such as share of costs, termination of benefits, you also have a right to appeal. But remember that there is a deadline to all of these rights. So you want to make sure that you act diligently, and if you receive those termination notices or any changes in your status, you want to give us a call so that we can help you move along without any delays, and so that you can preserve all your rights. And here are some of the deadlines that we want to point your attention to so that you remember. And if you don't remember, just give us a call again. That's easier. But these are for Medicare appeal process. The first level of redetermination, you have 120 days. The second reconsideration, you have 180 days. And then administrative law judge, you have 60 days. And the fourth level, which is the counsel review, you have 60 days. And then the judicial review at district court, you also have 60 days. That's for the Medicare appeals process. And for the Medi-Cal appeals process, there's something called internal grievance with the Medi-Cal plan, which you have 90 days. State fair hearing, this is when you get a termination of your Medi-Cal for whatever reason. You do have 90 days, but if you want to maintain that Medi-Cal benefit, you want to file that appeal and request that APA pending within 10 days from the day that you receive the letter, so that you can preserve, that benefit. And there's the independent medical review, which is part of this brochure from the Department of Managed Healthcare. It walks you through what you'll be able to, certain types of services you can request, such as if your plan won't approve a service and say that it's not medically necessary, or if your plan won't pay for an experimental treatment for a serious condition because the treatment is still being studied, or if your plan won't pay for any emergency care that you received. Those are the things that you can file or apply for an independent medical review, and that's something we can help you as well. So if you go in and if they say that, no, we don't pay for this, give us a call, and then we can facilitate and see how can we help you with that. And all right, so how can Bay Area Legal Aid Health Consumer Center help? We help people again with problem accessing healthcare or resolving bills. So if you have a bill from a doctor that you feel like you shouldn't be paying or that you don't know what it is, and you want someone to help you figure it out, we can help you. And our services are free and confidential. And we can also advise you on what to do. If the doctor says he cannot treat you, if your health plan refuses to give you a service, if Medi-Cal benefits are being terminated, or if you have trouble accessing medical care. Those are the things that we can help with. And I think someone earlier mentioned that, with the 1095 issues, trying to figure it out, because sometimes Cover California doesn't do it right. And we have to also help clients with those issues as well. Because some clients might get a 1095A that says, oh, you weren't covered for certain months, but the person was actually covered, or because there were some paperwork trouble that they weren't able to. So we can take those cases to maybe a hearing so that the judge can help sort out the issues, and then the person can get their 1095A corrected. And also the enrollment period. So if you feel like you may qualify for a special life event or special enrollment periods, those are the things that we can help assess and determine whether or not you qualify for those benefits. So give us a call. Our number is right on here, and on the back of the card, it does tell you all the services that we provide. I know that I didn't cover everything on here, and because we're running out of time, but take a look at this and give us a call. We do open from 9 to 5 every day, Monday to Friday. And if you call after hours, please leave us your phone number. We'll call you back the next day. And we'll try our best to help navigate this, cumbersome process for you. And if you can, but when you call in, I just want to make sure that because it is a law office, that we do need certain information. We do need to go through a confidential intake. We do need to get certain income and asset information from you. And those are kept confidential, and it is protected by attorney-client privilege. So feel free to, a lot of people are hesitant and they don't want to get help because they have to go through a confidential interview process. But like I said, just like any law firm, we do have to go through, and it's required by law. So don't be, hesitant to give us that information, and don't be surprised if they do ask you for those information. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.